Hi, I'm Ryan CRC, and this is The Truth Heals. We all know Donald Trump has committed numerous crimes because he's committed them out in the open for everyone to see. I'm not talking about suspicious behavior conducted in secret, which may or may not be criminal depending on how you interpret it. And I'm not talking about violating some obscure statute recorded in a law book somewhere. Donald Trump has committed obvious crimes that have been made public. So why hasn't he been arrested and put in jail yet? Broadcast on national television, Donald Trump actually told Russia, a rival nation, to find Hillary Clinton's emails that could contain sensitive or even classified information about America and release them to the press, just so he could make Hillary look bad and win the 2016 presidential election. So Trump told an enemy government to dig up dirt on his political rival so he could sling mud on her just to win the presidential race. Not only is this election interference, but he posed a grievous threat to our national security. He tried to pressure the Georgia Secretary of State to find just enough votes, at least one more vote than Biden, so he could win the state of Georgia during the 2020 presidential election. He also encouraged the people of North Carolina to vote twice, just to test the security of the election process. Both of these counts would be considered interfering in an election. We all know that he stole top secret documents from the White House, lied about having them, and refused to give them back, which violates the Espionage Act. Donald obstructed justice in several ways during the Mueller investigation, such as trying to fire Robert Mueller so he couldn't actually investigate the Trump administration, and trying to prevent his campaign manager from cooperating with the government. Now, the Department of Justice couldn't prosecute Trump when he was a sitting president. But now that he's a private citizen, he can be charged with multiple counts of obstructing justice and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. He grossly mismanaged the COVID-19 pandemic by constantly lying about the severity of this illness and downplaying just how devastating and deadly this virus was. He cost thousands of Americans their health, their livelihood, and their lives because he so disastrously mishandled this pandemic, which should constitute criminal negligence at the very least. And of course, we all know Donald manufactured and promoted the big lie. He spread provably false accusations about widespread voter fraud and election tampering because he couldn't stand losing the 2020 presidential election to Joe Biden. He then turned around and encouraged his supporters to subvert the American government and unlawfully restore him to power, which is sedition at the very least and inciting insurrection at the most. So the question remains, how come Donald Trump is not in jail yet, when we know that he's committed self-evident crimes that severely threaten the American people and our democracy? The answer, of course, is because the Republican Party is the most corrupt aspect of the American government. If anyone else had committed these crimes, if Barack Obama had committed the least of these crimes, the Republican Party would have already crucified him. But because they are Donald Trump sycophants, they are refusing to indict him and convict him of these very obvious, very serious crimes that he has committed. So I hope that our government can move forward and move past the Republican Party, move beyond the Republican Party, and prosecute Donald Trump, bring him to justice, because he is not above the law. They need to set an example for future politicians that they are not above the law. They cannot commit these heinous crimes against America and get away with it, because that's how tyrants and dictators come to power, when they are left to do whatever they want and commit any crimes they want without being checked. Donald Trump belongs in jail. He has committed crimes. He is obviously guilty of these crimes. Lock him up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can view similar content on my other social media platforms. And check out my book on Amazon.com, Two Masters. You Cannot Serve Both Jesus and Trump. It's available in both paperback and ebook formats. Links in the description below. I'm Ryan CRC with The Truth Heals. Until next time, take care.